Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. On November 10th, 2016, it was reported that the musician, the author, Leonard Cohen, passed away at age 82. At first, there was confusion in the media. They reported he died that day, November 10th. Hours later, everyone changed the date to November 7th, meaning he died the day before the election of the 45th president. We're going to be talking about ritualistic death by the numbers, murder by numbers. The name Cohen in Gematria sums to 45. He died the night before the election of the 45th president. He died the same day, reportedly, Janet Reno passed, the first female attorney general. She became that to Bill Clinton, the 42nd president, of course, Hillary's husband. Anyhow, we're going to be talking about what's so suspicious about his reported date of death, November 7th. We're going to be talking about his song that came out in 1988, First We Take Manhattan, Then We Take Berlin. Remember, Donald Trump was announced as the 45th president on November 9th, the 27-year anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall. Berlin Wall in Gematria sums to 45. It was the 27-year anniversary. We said how the name Cohen equals 45. In Pythagorean Gematria, the name Cohen equals 27, like the 27-year anniversary. With regards to the Berlin Wall, John F. Kennedy, months before his assassination, went over there and spoke about the wall. And the date he spoke, June 26, 1963, it was a date with numerology of 114, 114. President of the United States in Gematria sums to 114. So does Trump card, as in Donald Trump, elected in the time of the Netflix hit show House of Cards, about the White House, the presidency. JFK giving this speech on this date with 114 numerology. He would be assassinated later that year in 63. If you count every number 1 through 63, it sums to 2016, like the year we're in. Donald Trump, the night of the election, was in Manhattan. First we take Manhattan, then we take Berlin. He was at the Midtown Hilton Hotel, which opened when JFK was the president. And since the hotel has opened, it's hosted every president since JFK. JFK, the last president to be assassinated, killed in the middle of Dealey Plaza, named after a 33rd degree master mason. So anyway, we're going to be talking more about that. We're also going to talk about the death of Robert Vaughn. Real quick, in case you're new here, the language of Gematria, the practice of coding numbers into words. We're going to be talking about a Leonard who died connected to this election, a Robert, Leonard and Robert, both names with 33 Gematria, like masonry, like secrecy, like the word name itself, like the name Kennedy, who's from Massachusetts. There's only 3 states out of the 50 states that sum to 33. The first state, Delaware. The 6th state, Massachusetts. 3 plus 3, the numerology of 33, is 6. And the 50th and final, Hawaii, where Obama's supposedly from. The speech JFK gave over there had a gematria of 156. It sums to 156. The name Berlin, where he was, also 33. And in 2017, when Donald Trump is supposed to be inaugurated, he will have been a celebrity on TV for 33 years. He became a celebrity, a fixture in U.S. media in 1984. Remember, United States of America equals 84. So does the word Jesuit, and Donald Trump is a Jesuit. He went to the Jesuit school, Fordham, in New York, Catholic school. Let's not forget that the first university in the history of the world was a Catholic school, and very likely was the first university to teach Gematria, as I'm now teaching you. This Gematria, it's important to Freemasonry. It's important to the Jewish faith. It's important to Kabbalah, Jewish mysticism. If you're not aware, the Catholic Church, the Jesuits, all that stuff, once upon a time, was created as controlled opposition within Christianity by this same group within the Jewish faith that we now call Zionists. Zionism. So here we go. Leonard Norman Cohen, born September 21st, 1934, dead Well, at first they reported November 10th, 2016, but now everybody's reporting November 7th. And if you check, you're going to verify that that's true. So here's what stands out about his name. We talked about how Leonard's 33, Cohen's 27 the small way. First we take Manhattan, then Berlin, this Donald Trump riddle with Manhattan, the Berlin Wall. Remember, this was the 58th election of a president this time. Freemasonry equals 58, secret society. Trump Tower, the one that was just blocks away from his election, is 58 stories tall. The phrase Humpty Dumpty, or the name Humpty Dumpty, you know, Humpty Dumpty sat on his wall, then he fell, he had a big fall. I forget how it all went because I haven't said it since I was 10 years old. Humpty Dumpty, though, equals 58. Very interesting, this election being centered around the wall, this fixture, and the minds of the people throughout the world. Anyway, I'll do another video on Humpty Dumpty. But Leonard Norman Cohen, gematria of 90. 90 is the only number that when you write out sums to 33 besides 16, like the year we're in, 2016. He's dead in 16. Leonard Norman Cohen, 90. The other day when Trump and Obama met for the first time, if you didn't hear Trump speak, his first words in the White House, he sounded like a bumbling idiot, saying a whole bunch of nothing, like he typically does. But one of the few things he said was that the meeting was 90 minutes. It was one of the only pieces you could take away. 90 minutes. Then he just babbled on for the next 2 minutes. Remember, just hours before that, Obama had told the world that he congratulated Trump at 3:30 in the morning on November 9th, the anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall. 3:30, 3-3-33. In simple English gematria, again, the name Cohen, 45, 45th election of the president. Leonard Cohen sums to 114, like President of the United States, like Trump card, like the date JFK. Speaking about the wall. Him dying at age 82, there's multiple things this number could signify. It might be a tribute to the sitting president, Barack Hussein Obama, who happens to have gematria of 82. Seeing as how it's a tribute to the president to come, maybe also a partial tribute to the president in office right now, who's very much attached to Donald Trump, you know? When Obama first became president, Trump got the headlines for bringing up the birther argument. The birther argument. The word birther equals 44. Obama, the 44th president. Trump's going to be the 45th president, but the 44th person to be president. Just like how Obama's number 44, but the 43rd person. 44, that fateful number. The day he died, the day he was born was a date with 83 numerology. The word election equals 33. Just like leap year, we have our presidential elections in leap year. They both equal 83. Donald Trump's nickname equals 83. He was born on a date with a life lesson number of 47. The word president, 47. He died 47 days after his 82nd birthday. Donald Trump was in Midtown Hilton Hotel, which is 47 floors tall. Hillary Clinton was at the Javits Center. Javits Center equals 47, just blocks away from each other. In Hell's Kitchen in Manhattan. Hell's Kitchen, by the way, has gematria 54, like the day he died, the day before the election, which we'll get to. His date of birth, though, also a date with 64 numerology. Keep in mind he's Jewish. Israel equals 64, so does Synagogue of Satan. In Revelation, the final book of the Bible, the book of prophecy and destruction, it says the false Jews will rule in the end times. Those are the Zionist Jews. In the Torah, it says the Jewish people aren't supposed to have a state. What's Israel? A Jewish state? False Jews ruling the show? If you don't know how Israel rules over the United States, you need to learn about that. This nation was founded by Jewish bankers. It's always been ruled by Jewish bankers. It was used as an agenda to create the Jewish state of Israel. The United States of America, it's why it's always had on its currency, the Federal Reserve, the symbol that is the Star of David, now Israel's flag. It's why the Jewish people run TV, run entertainment. It's why we have entertainers like Leonard Cohen, Jewish author, wasn't successful there, became a Jewish musician. Same people running your book publishing, your record recording, your nightly news, your sports leagues. It's this gang. So the day he died, November 7th, 2016, date with 54 numerology, connecting to Hell's Kitchen, also connecting to baseball. This election very much centered on the World Series. The Cleveland Indians, where Donald Trump had his convention, they hadn't been in a World Series they hadn't won the World Series since 48. Remember, Donald Trump equals 48, like the word wall. And in 48, what happened in the presidential election was the biggest upset in U.S. history. Truman upsetting Dewey. Truman was the 33rd president. Donald Trump going to be a celebrity for 33 years in 2017, 1984 to 2017. And this year, they're saying this is a major upset, Of course, it's all rigged. It's all a show. It's all a narrative to provoke the people. The date he died, it was also a date with a life lesson number of 27. Again, his name, The Small Way, 27 years since the fall of the Berlin Wall. Again, Janet Reno, the first female attorney general, dropped dead this same day, November 7th, connected to the Clintons. Date with 34 numerology, the word murder, 34. If he is really dead, no doubt he was murdered by the numbers. Check out that song from 1983 by the Police, Murder by Numbers. ABC 1, 2, 3, they're telling you how they do it in the lyrics. Just like I'm teaching you. So again, from his birthday to his date of death, 47 days, the day before the presidential election. 47, very important number to the presidency. If you counted the start date, it was also a span of 48 days. Donald Trump, 48, Wall, 48. Name Cohen, Berlin Wall, connecting to the 45th president. So now let's talk about that song, First We Take Manhattan, Then We Take Berlin. Came out in February of 88. Remember, February is the only month that sums to 42, like Freemason, Donald Trump, Jesuit, Freemason, in the gang. First We Take Manhattan in Gematria sums to 229, which is the 50th prime number. Here we are, the nation of 50 states, America 50, Donald 50. The album this was on was called I'm Your Man, recorded in 87, released in the beginning of 88. I'm Your Man sums to 48, like Donald Trump, like Wall. 88, Trump 88, the Republican Party 88. Cohen said the song is about this. Cohen explained himself in a backstage interview. This is about what the song First We Take Manhattan's about. I think it means exactly what it says. It is a terrorist song. I think it's a response to terrorism. There's something about terrorism that I've always admired. Think about this. This is 88. Terrorism had been introduced to the people, but it wasn't like it is now with 9/11 and terrorist headlines every day. The fact that there are no alibis or no compromises, that position is always very attractive. I don't like when it's manifested on the physical plane. I don't really enjoy the terrorist activities, but psychic terrorism. Is he saying he enjoys psychic terrorism? I remember there was a great poem by Irving Layton that I once read. I'll give you a paraphrase of it. It was, well, you guys blow up an occasional airline and kill a few children here and there. He says, but our terrorists, Jesus, Freud, Marx, Einstein, the whole world is still quaking. Really interesting, isn't it? What does he mean, our terrorists? Jesus, Freud, Marx, Einstein. For certain people, all of those names give them fear, In a way, in this society, we call it a Christian nation, we're taught to believe in Jesus or else. That's kind of like believe or fear. Fear the hellfire. Fear communism. Fear your dreams and psychology. Fear science. Fear the things you don't understand. And, the people who run this world, this gang of Masons and Zionists, that's what it all is. It's fear, it's confusion, it's making you feel like you're hopeless, you're lost, you don't understand this world around you. Think about the election of Donald Trump. Isn't that how a lot of people feel right now? That's how it was when George W. Bush got elected. That's how it was when 9/11 happened. So look at these lyrics. If I could sing, I'd sing them for you. First we take Manhattan. They sentenced me to 20 years of boredom for trying to change the system from within. I'm coming now, I'm coming to reward them. First we take Manhattan, then we take Berlin. I'm guided by a signal in the heavens. Maybe he sings guided, guided. Is that how it is? I'm guided by this birthmark on my skin. I'm guided by the beauty of our weapons. First we take Manhattan, then we take Berlin. Ah, you love me as a loser, but now you're worried that I just might win. You know the way to stop me, but you don't have the discipline. How many nights I prayed for this, to let my work begin. First we take Manhattan, then we take Berlin. It's like Donald Trump, right? Everybody thought he was the loser. But then he surprised everyone. He did just win. I don't like your fashion business, mister, and I don't like these drugs that keep you thin. I don't like what happened to my sister. First we take Manhattan, then we take Berlin. I was only 5 years old in 1988, so I don't remember how bad it was with the pills back then, but I feel like he's talking about the present. And I thank you for those items that you sent me, ha ha ha. The monkey and the plywood violin. I practiced every night, now I'm ready. First we take Manhattan, then we take Berlin. Ah, remember, I used to live for music. Remember me, I brought your groceries in. Well, it's Father's Day, and everybody's wounded. First we take Manhattan, then we take Berlin. So, again, Trump in Manhattan along with Hillary, the night of the election of the 45th president, the announcement made on the anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall. Manhattan, Berlin, that part's clear. Leonard Cohen, dead the day before the election. We're looking at his song. What's this part about Father's Day? It just makes me want to look. If this song was written truly as a foreshadowing of what was to come 28 years later in 2016, by the way, Israel, the small way equals 28. The big way, 64. Donald Trump began his Jesuit education in 64. Same year, Bernie Sanders went to school in Chicago, the Zionist Mecca. That's what so many people don't get. I mean, we're getting ripped off, we're getting deceived, but people are not getting the show. Think about just how bizarre this entire election was, from Donald Trump to that giant field of Republican candidates, to the way Hillary Clinton ran her campaign. I mean, she didn't even have rallies, to Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders is the closest thing this country's ever seen to a full-blown socialist running. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. Bernie Sanders, I mean, we've never seen anything like it. That's the point. We never seen anything like it, and Bernie Sanders really brought out the people, especially the youth. In Portland, Seattle, it was amazing to see how many young people were coming out to listen to the old man Bernie Sanders speak. He's bringing out, thousands of people nationwide, and somehow he loses to Hillary. Yeah, right. We know it's all rigged, it's all a show, but just think about all the pieces. It's no coincidence that all these people were in school in 64. Hillary, Trump, Bernie, Moore. They're all around the same age as Bill Clinton, George W. Bush. It's like that whole fraternity of kids was raised for this future agenda, all to play their puppet parts. But anyway, from the election date to June 18th, Father's Day, which is brought up in this song, is 223 days. And if you're new here, that's a very special number. That's the number for Masonic and the Synagogue of Satan, the false Jews. Masonic 223 in Jewish gematria, the Synagogue of Satan 223, Skull and Bones, the Masonic order out of Yale, identifies by the number 322, the reflection. Remember in 2004, the election was between Bush and Kerry, both members of Skull and Bones, 322. They were asked about it by Tim Russert. If you look up Tim Russert's death, see how in the articles written about his death, how they put the number 223 right in his time of death. So anyway, JFK, last president to be assassinated. He was the 35th president. The word Catholic equals 35. Trump, Jesuit school, Catholic. JFK was also the 44th term president. Trump's going to be the 44th person to be president. The word kill 44. Again, 33, this very significant number. 2017, Trump's 33rd year of being a celebrity. Here's one of those 33 names, Robert. Robert Vaughn dropped dead November 11th, 11 days before his upcoming birthday, which is JFK's anniversary date of assassination. JFK killed November 22nd in 63. Again, how 63 connects to 2016. Check this out. This is really interesting about the death of Robert Vaughn. He was born November 22nd, 1932 in New York City. Just died yesterday, Veterans Day. Used to be Armistice Day. The day he was born is a date with 84 numerology. United States of America 84, Jesuit 84. Date he was born was a date with a life lesson number of 48. Donald Trump 48. The day he died, a date with 58 numerology. This was the 58th presidential election. Inauguration date will also be on a day with 57 numerology, January 17th, 2016. Or January 20th, I don't know why I said 17th. January 20th, 2017. Excuse me. That'll be inauguration day. That'll be a date with 58 numerology as well. 1 plus 20 plus 20 plus 17. His death yesterday, it was also a date with 38 numerology. The word death 38, killing 38. Number we find often around bizarre celebrity death. He died at age 83, the reflection of 38. Remember, election 83, leap year 83, Donald 83. The Man from U.N.C.L.E., the show he's best remembered for, gematria of 69 and 168. New York City has the 168-69 connection. The word uncle in gematria sums to 55. The election was on a date with 55 numerology. The word Satan equals 55. They were in Hell's Kitchen. Robert Francis Vaughn in gematria, his full name, all the number combinations you see on the screen, 95, 104, 122, 221, a lot of significant numbers there. Remember, 104 connects to the establishment of this nation, July 4th, 1776. Jerusalem equals 104. Right now, the United States is giving Israel a record $104 million every single day. 221 is the number for the Bavarian Illuminati. Number that's been quoted on Trump a lot as he's been running throughout the year. Many videos documenting this. Robert Francis Vaughn had that number in his name as well. The character he's remembered for from that show, Napoleon Solo, has gematria 54. Again, when you write out 45, it sums to 54. Election of the 45th president, very much synced up with the World Series as we talked about. Date with, or a name with 63 gematria as well, the number connecting to 2016. 153, the number from the miraculous catch in the Bible, often paired with 33, 42. They say he died from leukemia. The show, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., it ran from September 22nd, 1964 to January 15th, 1968. Remember, 229, number we just talked about. That is the 50th prime number. Donald 50, America 50. The date he was born was a date with 114 numerology. Remember, we just talked about Leonard Cohen. His name gematria of 114. 114 for Leonard Cohen. You know? Now here's another man dropping dead. He has the birth numerology. He has all the birth numerology you see, as well as 33. Born on a date with 95 numerology. We were talking about how that connects to his numbers up here. For Robert Francis Vaughn, 95 name gematria, 95 birth numerology, you know? And what have I been saying? All this time, these celebrities, they've been born into this game. Named accordingly, birthed accordingly. This has been going on for centuries, since at least the beginning of the country and really long before that. The show ended January 15th, 1968. January 15th, 115. Trump's going to become president with the 115th Congress. He put out that book, January 15th, 2000. The America We deserves a 33 word. In that book, he predicts Osama bin Laden will attack the World Trade Centers. Came out January 15th, 2000. Now here he is about to be president with the 115th Congress. The day the show ended, also a date with 84 numerology. United States of America 84, the Twilight Zone 84, Serling 84, Jesuit 84. The show ran for 173 weeks. That's the 40th prime number. Ended on a date with a life lesson number of 40. United States. Reminds me that Reagan was the 40th president, who has a lot of parallels to Trump. Reagan was an actor, 33rd governor of California, then president. Trump's just going straight from acting to the Oval Office. Doesn't matter. They're all puppets. They're all actors. And it really is a puppet show. Did you see again how Bill and Hillary both came out in purple to concede? Just like how this song came out in 88. Trump equals 88, purple equals 88, poison 88, program 88. The royal family, they wear purple. Who's the queen? Elizabeth 88. Remember, Donald Trump at the GOP convention came out 88 days after the Queen's birthday to the song Queen, We Are the Champions. Exactly 88 days after Elizabeth's birthday. That day was July 18th, the start of the convention in Cleveland. Cleveland equals 33, by the way. One of the only U.S. cities that does. But the start of that convention was July 18th, 18/7, exactly 187 days before Inauguration Day. George Washington equals 187, the big way, 88, the small way like Trump. George Washington, the American Revolution, the powers that be, through their media, through their scripting, are trying to provoke the people against each other, bring about, who knows exactly where they're taking us, civil war, world war, needless division, a greater military state. I think based on the clues, the years, everything we're looking at, we should all be expecting these people to lead us to another unnecessary war, and that should be one of our main motivations to stop this, So there it is, Truth Seeker. It's pretty much all of it. Again, in case you're not putting the clues together for war, remember 45, World War II ended in 1945, last time Cubs were in the World Series. It's all a big script we're living out. Big sports, movies, songs, written decades in advance, telling us what's going to come years down the road. It's going to be this way until the day we put a fork in it. All right, Truth Seeker, until next time.